Hi, this is Mike Barrios of Integrity Home Finance. Our topic of discussion today will be the new 2010 Good Faith Estimate. It will modify the way we do business and impact our closings if we're not careful. The thing about change is that it's not always bad. In fact, in some cases, change can be good, even welcomed. So before we talk about the changes to the new Good Faith Estimate, let's talk about how we got here. In November 2008, HUD published its final rule amending the Regulation X of the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, also known as RESPA. The final rule indicated significant changes to the Good Faith Estimate. The changes were done with two major objectives in mind. First, to provide an enhanced sense of transparency to each transaction. The old Good Faith Estimate could be used and was used in some cases to hide and disguise fees. The second objective is to standardize the disclosure of fees across the industry. Each lender, depending on their origination software, used a slightly different Good Faith Estimate in appearance. The new GFE is going to be the same across the board. Here's the initial page of the new Good Faith Estimate. You'll notice it's different in many ways, least of all its appearance. It's also different in a few other ways. First of all, the new GFE has 3 pages. Second, certain costs are bundled together rather than itemized per the original GFE. The most glaring example of this is title and escrow fees, normally itemized separately, are now lumped together in a single GFE entry. Third, the new GFE does not denote who is paying closing costs. So if you have a borrower that is getting seller paid closing costs, it doesn't distinguish that. It simply appears as the borrower is still responsible for all the closing costs associated with the loan. Probably the most evident change of the new GFE, it doesn't show the monthly mortgage payment. Along those same lines, a Good Faith Estimate does not indicate a particular mortgage program associated with the loan. The loan program, the monthly payment, were both omitted in the new Good Faith Estimate. Finally, we save the biggest change for last. Unlike the previous GFE, which can be changed many times, the new GFE is binding and can be only changed under certain circumstances. The first circumstance under which a new GFE can change is an act of God, war, disaster, or other emergency. The new GFE can also change under the following: information particular to the borrower or transaction that was relied on in providing this Good Faith Estimate that changes or is found to be inaccurate after the Good Faith Estimate has been provided. This may include information about credit quality of the borrower, the amount of the loan, the estimated value of the property. The new information particular to the borrower or transaction that was not relied on in providing the Good Faith Estimate, or other circumstances that are particular to the borrower transaction, including boundary disputes or the need for flood insurance. There are a few new stipulations as well regarding the new GFE. The new GFE cannot be issued without a complete application. A complete application consists of the following 6 items: name, social security number, monthly income, property address, property value, and loan amount. So a buyer can no longer shop around by phone without giving this information and comparing Good Faith Estimates. Another stipulation of the new Good Faith Estimate is how much certain fees can change throughout the process. Settlement charges that cannot increase are origination charges, including broker fees. Settlement charges that can increase up to 10%. They require services selected by the lender. Title insurance services, lender title insurance if selected by the loan officer. Owner's title insurance if borrower uses company identified by the loan originator, required services of borrower shops for. So what this is trying to say is that once we decide, or we have to give them 3 choices on the Good Faith Estimate for title providers. If the fees can change up to 10%. Now, settlement charges that can increase without restriction over 10% are services that the borrower shops for themselves, such as title services and lender's title insurance. Owner's title insurance, where the borrower does not use companies identified by the loan officer. Initial deposit for escrow amount and the daily interest charges, and also the homeowner's insurance. Those are the only items that can change over 10%. So how do we move forward with these new changes? What strategies can we employ to ensure our transactions don't suffer as a result of these new changes? First, we need to work with a team environment. It has become very critical. We need to work closely with our realtors, lenders, internal staff, transaction coordinators, assistants, processors, and underwriters, closing agents to ensure fees are reported correctly. Weekly status reports and daily communication and pipeline meetings should be mandatory. Along those same lines, we need to refine our process. How we communicate to our clients, referral partners, and everyone involved in the transaction. These steps we take when working on. What are the steps we take when working on and double checking our files? Where do hang-ups happen? Where do hang-ups happen? Are fees being missed? What can we do to alleviate these mistakes and create an overall prompt, smooth, and successful transaction? In closing, change is good for our borrowers and good for the industry. The new good faith estimate represents a tremendous opportunity for our business, a renewed opportunity to become the experts for our clients. Truly, as management guru Peter Drucker says, the greatest danger is not the turbulence, but acting with yesterday's logic. We need to change, and we need to adapt to these changes, and we need to learn these regulations like the back of our hand. It is a little bit challenging. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of professionals that are not well informed with this information, so we have to do the best we can to make sure we have the client has the best experience possible with us. Thank you very much. If you'd like this presentation done in your office, or if you need any more information, please call our office at 909-945-8155. Thank you very much.